Nation of Fit in 10, it is day 50. It is not day 15, it is day 55. We got 15 days to go. Can you believe it? 15 days, 2 weeks and a day. I mean, seems unbelievable, but it's true. I don't know if you guys checked the weather or not. This weekend, it's supposed to get up to 36. And I believe that's at the airport. So I don't know what that's going to be like inland. That is scorching. That's got to be record breaking. Don't recall having 36 here, at least not for a very long time. That is incredibly hot. I almost feel like there's a mistake or something in there in the weather report. Anyways, let's get to some more feedback here. Name something specific you can improve on for the following week. I was not perfect this week. Slept through my alarm on Friday and missed the 7 a.m. online workout. So an obvious way to improve the following week is not to miss another scheduled workout. Well, I mean, this is really not something you slept through your alarm. I don't really know. The only other option I could recommend is a louder alarm, or an alarm that actually reaches out and shakes you, or getting somebody else in your household to wake you up. But this is clearly not, this is almost, I mean, we can change the situation, right, by some of the things I just suggested, but this specific case was sort of out of your control. Get somebody to wake you up. That's my suggestion, okay? I have not been taking notes on the weights I use in the gym for each exercise. Okay, so do that. Make sure you do that. It's really, really important that you do this. This sets a benchmark to know what to shoot for next time you do the same exercise. This would be a good start to see my progress and make sure I'm pushing myself. Absolutely. Especially in the beginning, because in the beginning, you're going to get a lot stronger. Okay, if it's somebody like myself, I'm not really seeing that anymore, right? I mean, I still take note, but for me, it's like really trying to, squeeze water out of a rock. Just about. Name something specific you need help with. When the challenge ends and we are trying to maintain our body fat mass as compared to lose body fat mass, what is the recommended daily protein macronutrient intake? Okay, so generally speaking, if you take your lean body mass, I like to recommend anywhere from about 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. Okay. 1.2 for you guys should be plenty. Okay. I appreciate this is very individual based on age, weight, etc., but would like to know specific this for myself specifically. I think I meant to say specifically for myself. 1.2 times your lean body mass. Now, your lean body mass isn't going to change immensely over time. Obviously it's going to change through time, but if you use your lean body mass from your scan, a couple of months down the road, it's not going to really be that much different. So that would give you a good idea of where to be. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? You've covered a lot. Do you burn more fat lifting weights or doing cardio? This is a good question. Somebody actually brought me an article on this because it was in the newspaper recently. And anyways, I'm just going to step back from this. There are a lot of nuances in this, but let's just give a simplified answer here. When you do cardio, and I'm assuming that when we say cardio, you're doing it at a high enough intensity, you're going to burn more energy per unit of time. So just based on that alone, you're going to burn more energy, you're going to lose more body fat doing that. Now, we're talking body fat, not body fat percentage. So these are two different things really, right? So while you might burn more body fat doing cardio, you're still going to burn body fat lifting weights, but you're also going to maintain and if not enhance your lean body mass, which is going to not only burn body fat, but increase lean mass, which is going to have a double effect on your body fat percentage. Okay, so your body fat percentage is going to go down I don't want to say more drastically than cardio, but it would be interesting to see those two. I would say that your body fat percentage is going to go more down with the weight training as opposed to the cardio. But the cardio itself, you're going to burn more energy with that. Generally speaking, again, like how do we quantify this though, right? I mean, my leg workouts are for the most part they're pretty intense. I do about an hour and a half, sometimes up to 2 hours, and God knows how many calories I burn on that. I burn a lot. So it depends on the volume. It depends on how much you're pushing yourself. It depends on the rep range. You know, it depends on how you execute these things. You can't really say the same thing about cardio. Cardio is kind of like get out and move, and then of course the intensity matters and the time, obviously, and you know what form of cardio you're doing. There's definitely some nuances there, but there's a lot more when it comes to training. But just to bluntly say, and you know, this article did give a little synopsis, basically saying cardio burns more fat. It's like, well, that's a very bold statement. That's a huge statement you're making, right? Again, how long are we in the gym for training with weights? What are we training, right? How many sets are we doing? How hard are we training? How proficient are we with it? All these variables, right? So, but just from the perspective of how much energy you're burning per unit of time, if you're doing cardio hard enough, okay, like I would say anywhere from like fairly moderate to and above, you're going to burn more energy per unit of time, okay, which that alone should burn more fat. Okay. Does lifting weight impact bone density? Yes, 100% it does. Yes, weightlifting, it basically what is the correct terminology for this? It basically, I have to look this up again because I can't remember exactly, but it makes your bones more dense. Okay, it makes your bones more dense, which is actually very interesting because I'm going to talk about something here in a second, which just happens to go right along with what we're talking about here. But the bone matrix itself, the collagen, actually just becomes more dense. There's more collagen that gets built up within the bone. There's a term for it though, and it's killing me now. I cannot remember it, so it'll come back to me, and I'll mention it in a future video. But yes, but lifting impacts not only your muscle mass, but also your bone density, right? Another part of our lean body mass, right? Something that we lose as we age. Something that when you age, by the way, some people die. They die because they fall. Some people die. That's a really good statement there, Mark. Some people die. Okay, we're all going to die, unfortunately. But some people die by falling. They break a hip, they can't get up, nobody's around, and they end up dying. Because nobody's there to help them. They can't get up, and a day or two goes by, and that's it. This has happened all too frequently. Weight training in this sense, and this is a bit of an extreme case, could potentially save your life in that regard. But more importantly, if you're gonna have more dense bones, your bones are going to be less fragile, right? You're going to be less likely to break bones as you age, which happens all the time. Okay, death is obviously from breaking a bone at an older age is an extreme example, but as I mentioned, it does happen. The other interesting thing is with weight training too, you increase your reaction time. If you have better reaction time, you have better recovery from falling, right? Because falling usually happens from not being able to react to the initiation of that fall, right? Not being able to make that reaction to recover yourself in time. So weight training will help immensely with that as well. All right, 9:30 here, and I didn't get to the myth, so let's make this myth very quick here. The myth is this: the protein leaches calcium from your bones. Protein leaches calcium from your bones. No, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. In fact, your bone is at least 90%. It's about 95% collagen. This is protein. Your bone is almost 100% protein, and it's got some minerals in there as well. Your bone is made of protein. Your bone goes through a remodeling process. That's the word I was looking for, by the way, when I mentioned about bone density. Your bones go through a remodeling process when they're put under pressure from weight. So, you know, like all of our organs and tissues, well, organs are just tissues themselves. Like all of our tissues, they have a life, and in order to be replenished, they need the amino acids to be replenished. Your bone is breaking down and rebuilding, breaking down, rebuilding. Guess what you need for that process? You need protein. Okay, so this idea that protein is leaching calcium from your bones and making your bones weak is just it's the complete antithesis. Okay, you need protein for your bones to be strong. You need protein for that. Okay, all right. Message of the day. All right, here are 2 things you can control. Here are 2 things you can control and will help you immensely. Your effort and your attitude. Your effort and your attitude. We have a lot of things from the exterior that maybe we don't have control over, but certainly we have control over the amount of effort that we put in and our attitude. Okay, if you can improve on your effort, if you can put in more effort, even if it's even 5%, and of course a positive, bring that along with some positivity, this will allow you to make a big change in whatever, you know, facet of your life you're trying to improve, right? Effort and attitude. I've seen this. I got to wrap up this video here, but I've seen this so much and more as I age, and I realize how much life is about, like, heart and your attitude, right? A positive attitude. All right, you guys, and on that note, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude. We'll talk to y'all very soon. See you guys.